Good Hi everyone, good evening. It's just Damian. Hope you're all having a good weekend. I'm just making an update video. I have been trying to make this video for several times now, but I've not been able to get it correct. So I'm having to remake it again. As you're all aware, I have been discharged from mental health services and I am trying to get things sorted between my doctor and them. No, between my doctor and my communication therapist. I have been looking at some other ideas as well, but the other ideas in that my needs are too complex, too specialist, or too high risk. A lot of people have said that still getting turned down by some people, and that because I'm disclosing too much about the way that the mental health affects me, and I'm like, uh, no, I do get intrusive thoughts and thoughts to self harm, and it's anxiety, no intent. But I've never, I haven't mentioned that for a while with the new applications and that I'm doing. I'm basically saying that I've got autism, Asperger's, and that the communication needs have been misunderstood in the past because people don't understand the autism or understand how they want to work with me and include the communication therapist report. Even doing that, my needs are too specialist, too complex. So I'm a little bit annoyed about that really because I've got ideas in my head that I want to do and bring in and try. However, as I say, people say my needs too specialist, too complex or whatever, but I'm just looking at different options and everything. I have had some issues with community mental health and that as well, and I have had some problems with community mental health and that as well. And I am trying to work out what I need for a crisis plan or a crisis situation, but then as I said, I got arrested in September because I was taught in the crisis team in the police and passed on between the two. I have put a complaint in about this. The crisis team and their complaints team for the trust are stating that they do having mental health issues does not negate a patient from being criminally responsible. That's their policy. That's how they stand by it. And and even if I have a dream or anxiety related to intrusive thoughts and feelings and say it's anxiety and thoughts of self-harm, they're still using that as leverage, or they're still using that towards that kind of thing and that kind of thing. Um I have been in touch with the complaints team, explained all this, and I just said who do I need to contact now and that, and they don't know. Um, the issue is that I feel like I've destroyed people's lives within the mental health trust because I always do. No one seems to understand what's going on properly or whatever, and it's like I have I did put a complaint in about several things, but yeah, I wasn't happy that they were delaying the discharge, and put a complaint in about that because I was told that they were going to be discharging me before the 20. I was told it was going to be I was told it was going to be the 19th of December. Then I was told it was going to be the 23rd. Then I was told it was going to be. Then I was told after that I needed more time to think about it, and then they still booked an appointment in what I didn't even want. And I'm like, I don't know why the mental health services or whatever were trying to put support in place or plan support and that around what was going on because I had no intentions of working with him anyway. But as I say, the lady I spoke to my previous advisor the other day, and she seemed a bit angry and a bit hurt by things. I could tell by the tone of her voice. But we'd, but I'm like, I was trying. I know that I have rang that team and that a few times. I know that I don't want to be open to community mental health, but have I've only rang them just to clarify stuff. In the past, I wanted the discharge and that to happen, and they wouldn't they wouldn't be they wouldn't do it. So I kept ringing up to say that I wanted to be discharged and that, but I'm getting told that I need to be discharged. That I need to think about it and that, and then I was like explaining that. Trying to explain yesterday that about the situation with me getting arrested and I need to know who I need to be contacting if I get into a crisis situation and that. I tried explaining about the worries and that about me breaking the law and some other stuff, and she didn't really want to know about that. She was getting a bit annoyed and com I don't know why she was complaining about me about other situations and that because she was saying that I needed to be communicating through them through my advocate or whatever. But I'm like trying to say that that didn't work, and I that didn't work, and I was trying to say that that didn't work, and that my advocate's manager thought that it didn't work as well. But she was saying that it didn't work because I didn't want it to work. But my advocate was getting annoyed with the situation as well because there could be some days where I'm getting a little bit upset. Sorry, there could be a couple of days. I didn't say this to her, but there could be a couple of days where I did try saying that it could be 2, 3 weeks before contacting my advocate or whatever, but there could be. So what do I do? I didn't say this bit to her, but if what do I do if what do I do if I am in crisis or whatever? I wouldn't be able to just phone my mental health team. I wouldn't be able to phone my mental health team because I'd have to go through my advocate or whatever. And what would I do if I need to speak to someone at the weekend or whatever and that kind of thing? There was, but yeah, it's just a bit hard for me that. And there's things that are going on as well. But it's like the only reason why I was contacting that team was to see what I need to do in a crisis situation and that. But I told them about the law and that, and they weren't interested. And yeah, I did email the trust and that kind of thing as well to say that I was looking for support and that kind of thing. But the email states that I don't want it mental health based. I want support in Darlington that's not community based, sorry, that's not community based, that's totally different. But they still think I want to support with them and that kind of thing. And it's like, it's not like that at all. I've had a couple of doubts. I've had a couple of doubts about things, and I've had a couple of doubts about things and that, but the doubts that I've got are because of their policies and their procedures that are affecting other decisions and that because I'm getting told this thing, that thing, and I need clarification from them about what's going on and who I need to contact moving forward because if you are in a crisis, it's a crisis team. But the issue is that the crisis team won't deal with it, won't deal with the type of mental health that I've got because they don't deal with intrusive thoughts and feelings or thoughts to self harm or dreams. They've even told paramedics to contact the police because of a dream and that kind of thing. But if you're in the other services like uh Samaritans or other areas and that for support, it's flagged back up to the crisis team or whatever. So I'm just trying to plan ahead and plan for the worst case scenario. However, I'm not in a crisis situation, and I am not in a crisis situation, and I felt a little bit better yesterday when I'd spoke to the doctor's surgery, because they're like understand me in that. I'd rang up in the morning and I was a little bit surprised. Rang at 8 o'clock and it's like you're first in the queue, and I'm like, great, I'm first in the queue. So I said, could I have a telephone appointment? So they booked me a telephone appointment in with one doctor, and then it's like I didn't know when they first booked it that it was going to be a man, but then I checked the names online and it said men, and it said men, and it's like I'm uncomfortable talking to men about my mental health or about my NHS, but it's like I got a text about 9 o'clock, 1 minute or 2 minutes past 9, from one doctor, and from one doctor, and they're like they're like I'm gonna ring you at 11. So this doctor rang me. She'd explain the situation. We understand that you're more comfortable talking to females. We understand that you're more comfortable talking to females, and this is going on, that's going on. So yeah, the doctors are understanding me now, and I do 100% admit that I'd emailed the complaints team departments about the doctors and that kind of thing because I if I get bad experience, I put a complaint in. But if I get really amazing experience or really excellent experience, I do email them as well about the positives and that, just so they know of what's gone right and that kind of thing. I have done it before in the past. Paramedics or 111 services were on strike, and I'd spoke to someone I'd spoke to someone online on the phone, sorry, and they were really thorough with me. They talked to me, they didn't rush me or anything, and it was one of the busiest times of year in that as well because of the strike or whatever. So they really understood me. So if someone really understands me and is doing the best to help me, and I get an amazing experience, I do try to let people know about the good, the bad, and the ugly. But yeah, it's like where I give praise when praise is due. It's like I had a driving instructor once, and I'd let I'd let another team know that he'd changed team and that, so I let another team know that he got me through his test and my test and everything, and some other stuff, and they said could I give a review, and I'm like, could I give a review in that? And I'm like, how do I give a review? Because I wasn't part of your team then. I wasn't part of your team then when he was doing it. So yeah, it would be hard to do, but yeah, it's like I get bad experience, I'd let people know, and I get a good experience, I let people know, and I am trying to get things back on track and to move things forward. I do feel a hell of a lot better after speaking to the doctors the doctor at my doctor's surgery that understood me. Some of my I'd saw someone for mental health for A&E the other night and said I need to nip it in the bud because I could tell things are starting to escalate again. But it's like me, what it is I try to plan for the worst case scenario, and I try to plan for the worst case scenario. But then the stuff that I'm trying to prevent, the stuff that I'm trying to prevent ends up coming out, and ends up coming out anyway. And what I try to prevent ends up coming out about 10 or 20 times worse. Maybe it's even 100 times worse because I'm panicking and trying to prevent things, but I'm just trying to relax a bit. The doctor that I spoke to the other day had asked if had been asked by another doctor, had been asked by another doctor that's working with me to thank me for dropping the information in from the DVLA and some other stuff, just so that she's got a bit of a better plan and a better plan moving forward. But I'm really excited again about working with my communication therapist, and I am really excited again about working with the doctors. The doctors understand me, and the patient, the calm. They're not trying to force my views or force me to work with my advocate or whatever. And I just need to be a little bit more relaxed and a little bit more settled. I feel like I am going to start moving forward in that again, but I just need to relax a bit and stop thinking about the stuff that's happened with the mental health service in the US, because I know that if I tell myself not to think about it, I end up thinking about it and it comes out worse anyway. But yeah, I've got a couple of ideas that I want to try and some other stuff. I'm going to see Kylie in May, and I'd been out and I bought a dress, a sparkly dress, a sequiny dress for it, and I I'd been looking for a sequiny dress and that for a while, and Christmas time is party time, party season, so all the sparkly stuff comes out, sparkly dresses, sparkly outfits. I'd seen a dress that I quite liked in peacocks, and they didn't have the sizes that I wanted, and the fluc the prices were a little bit more than what I want to spend, because I don't want to be spending something a lot if I'm only going to wear it once or twice. But But yeah, it's like I'd tried one on in House of Fraser, and it had the neck on it was too low than what I wanted, and the neck was too low for what I wanted, and I'd been looking online at peacocks, and I bought four sizes. I bought a 10, I bought a 12, I bought a 14, I bought a 16. My mum was getting a bit annoyed. What have you ordered a 16 for? Because you're not going to be a 16 now, but your sizes changes in different shops. So it was a good thing that I did go against my mum's advice and get the 16, because the 16 fits me and I really like it, and it was £60 reduced to 10. So I'm looking forward to wearing that. I'm thinking about getting some jeggings. I've got some cream ones, but I want to get the black ones to go with this dress and wear them at the concert place and that. Have seen some ladies' heels and that kind of thing that I'd like to buy, but I'd end up tripping over and breaking my ankle, or tripping over and ending up in hospital. I'm bad enough. I'm bad enough in my ladies' boots that are that just have slight heels on, but yeah, I know what I want. I know what I want to bring out. I know what styles I'm going for, and that. Finally got stuff hung up in the dressing room and that kind of thing. But yeah, it's just about being a bit more relaxed with that. And I have got some news with that as well. The people from the gender service and that did contact me and that about getting the peer support and that started possibly, or getting some groups and that some groups and that started as well, but it's Dungeons and Dragons. I've never really thought about it, but it's about getting out, new, learning new things and new opportunities. If it's a monthly opportunity that I can get to where I'm socializing or whatever, I'm gonna try something new possibly and get out, have something to eat and drink as well. But yeah, it's like I've got ideas that I'm excited about, but it's just little people telling me that I'm doing well, but it's just little setbacks or little worries and that are starting to pop in again and starting to pop in again. It's like, is this going to knock my progress? Is this going to make me look medically unstable? Is this going to reduce everything that's happened to get me this far? And I don't want to be starting from scratch again. And I don't want to be doing this, doing that. Generally, I don't want to be open to a community mental health team. I know that I've emailed the trust or whatever about starting support again, but I've been clear and said I want I want uh to be open to a community to I basically said that I don't want to be open to a community mental health team and that, but it's like to see what options they can see who they can recommend that's not within them or whatever. But yeah, I've been looking at options and opportunities and that. I've got some slippers on the way today, some new ones, and some other bits as well. What I'm excited about. Bought I've bought the slippers last week. My aunt ordered them, but they sent a 5 instead of a 10. Well, I suppose 5 is 10, but yeah, I'm a size 10, so hopefully they've sent the right ones today. And I what my aunt bought me. So basically, yeah, I've got the lady slippers, but you wouldn't be able to tell. But yeah, it's like I bought some Newcastle brown ale as well, and it's like 50, it was just over £15 for 12, and the price was quite cheap because it worked out about £1 28 a bottle, and Newcastle brown ale at Aldi's a little bit more than that. It's about 175 a bottle, so it's it's a little bit cheaper and that. I'd done the maths and that, and it worked out cheaper. So yeah, it's cheaper and that kind of thing. So yeah, just getting out, and the biggest issue in that is socializing and getting out getting out at the moment. One of someone that I spoke to the other night said we need you need to focus on what you can do at home to distract yourself or whatever and get yourself right in that. But it's like I am trying distraction techniques and that at home, but the biggest issue I haven't said this to her, but I am trying. I might have said some bits, but not in this way. I'm like the biggest issue at the moment is socializing and that kind of thing, but I just need a bit more structure and a bit more stability. I've got a bit of a plan now with the doctor. I've got a bit of a plan, sort of, with the communication therapist and that. So I just need to let things take time and that. But like people were saying about how I need to let meetings and that run the course and that, but it's just harder like that because I people tell me that I need to let meetings and that run the course and that kind of thing, but it's like I do try to let meetings and that with the course and that, but it's like sometimes I need ask questions and that before the meeting because I'm scared or worried, but it's like more the reassurance because of me and my autism and that, but yeah, I just don't want to be in a situation again where I've been worrying too much about the meeting and then for the meeting not to happen or me to get a little bit upset about at the meeting and that kind of thing, but yeah, it's basically I'm just trying to prevent stuff that's happened too much and that. But yeah, I just want to be able to start working now on ideas and getting out a bit more of a social life and that kind of thing. I've emailed a couple of places about voluntary work or some extra support as well, but I've not heard anything back. But I will keep you informed, and I've got another video that I might make about the dressing and that a bit later on about the ideas with that. So yeah, this might be the only video for the weekend, but I've got some ideas and that for another video. So yeah, if you want to know anything else, just feel free to message me and coming up with the ideas together. And if you want to know anything more or got any ideas, just message me. Thank you. Bye.